Hello, my name is Donna, or I go by DJ. I am a admin for Rendezvous, and I want to welcome you to the Rendezvous Valorant Academy seminars. The purpose is to provide these sessions in tandem with the league seasons to provide additional coaching or to help players throughout the season. Obviously, anyone in the server is welcome, even if you're not participating in the league. But we're hoping that with the league and all of these helpful seminars that are hosted by volunteers, we can help grow the community as well as, help players grow into their play style. So we have really awesome instructors for the remaining 6 weeks. We have seminars, topics for peaking, economy, IGL, game sense, teamwork, and deliberate practice. All of these things are crucial building blocks and fundamentals that are important to any rank, but we're going from the bottom up. So for season 1, we're going to build these fundamentals, and then going forward in season 2, we're going to keep building on top of what previous seasons have already covered. For example, we're going to go into like agent specific seminars, probably like controllers and other categories like duelists and stuff like that as well. Everything's going to be live but recorded, and we're going to put it on our Rendezvous YouTube. So definitely follow us on all of our socials to stay up to date on all of those things. Today's session is going to go over Crosshair, in-game settings, and setting up your YouTube or Twitch stream using OBS so you can stream your games or record, and then later on you can VOD with your team. Okay, so let's get into it. Our first topic is going to be Crosshair, and you can see on my browser I already have a page up on Google for the Pro Crosshair Valorant. You can also do this. You can search it and go into the actual for web pages, search web pages, and you can actually find the Crosshair code and import that into your Valorant game. And I just want to talk to you about Crosshair for a second because it's really important in a tactical shooter like Valorant. It aids in precision and shooting, and with little tweaks you can build one that really fits the way that you play in the game. For example, if you're newer and don't completely understand the weapon sprays, or when maybe you're accurate or not, you can turn on movement or firing air to keep yourself more aware about what your crosshair might be doing that you just don't know. Like maybe you're still moving and you're shooting already. You want to build those really good habits by stopping, or maybe you do want to run and gun with like maybe a Spectre or Stinger, but being able to know when and like kind of like feel out when you're accurate or not is really important for the game. Crosshair also comes into play with lineups. So if you play like Brim, Viper, Sova, Fade, lineups are really important for your gameplay. And some crosshairs use specific parts of it to align and require you to be pixel perfect as well. It just depends on the specific lineup in the agent. So let's talk about what kinds of crosshair you might come across. And some of this might be review, so I'm not going to go over this too in depth. But the classic ones are kind of shown here. We have like a dot. We have the like classic crosshairs. We have a thin version, a tiny crosshair version. You could do like a circle with a dot. I personally like more of a tiny crosshair, but I like this middle to be shown more, so then I can really like see the middle. I'm a bit of a boomer. So it really is, at the end of the day, preference. Like the colors, you know, if your enemy color is yellow, you'd want something like the blue to kind of offset the colors as well. You don't want it to kind of like fade into each other. You want it to pop, so then it really sticks out. But sometimes people just get like a really small dot, like even smaller than this. So really, it's all preference. You can kind of just search pro crosshair codes in Valorant and test some of these out and figure out the best one that works for you. Riot has made it so easy to import these crosshairs now. All you have to do is go into your game, go into your settings, crosshair, and then you can just import, export. I have the max already, but all you'd have to do is click on this to import, and then let me try and delete one. Which one do I want? I have some really trolly crosshairs. But yeah, so you just import and then you copy and paste that code. Click import and it'll come in as an imported profile. And it's really easy. You can also copy someone's crosshair when you're spectating them by putting in /cc. So you'd have to be dead and then spectating someone and then put /cc into the command, and then we'll copy it over. Okay, so while we're in Valorant, let's talk about Valorant settings. I think the most important thing is that your settings match your system. So if you have like maybe a really strong PC, you can kind of go medium or high, but really what people care about is going low settings so that there's more clarity, there's less shadow, so you can see things, and that your FPS is high, like your frames are, you know, not like 60 or something like that. Like if you're going all high and maybe you still have like a first gen GPU, CPU, you probably want to go very low. Valve's pretty, it doesn't take a lot to run, but still, you know, when there's so many people, like 10 people on site spamming their utility, you've come to realize pretty quickly that you do lose FPS when there's a lot going on site. So you can take a screenshot of my settings. I have pretty much everything on low or off, just so I have a 2060S, so it's okay, but it's not the most powerful thing out there. And I like to turn on my FPS to text only, and I'll show on the top left of my screen, just so I can monitor. And I also do packet loss and packet loss total, just so I can be aware of what's happening. If I am losing packets, I'm not going to be like taking a lot of aim duels and stuff like that, just because I don't want to throw for my team. Okay, so let's get into streaming. Okay, so first off, let me show you how to set up your stream key. A stream key is a special code that lets you connect to a streaming software like OBS. Without it, you can't stream to YouTube or Twitch. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is you'd have to have a YouTube account. You can just connect your Google if you don't have it, but once you do that, you click on your icon on the top right hand side of the screen, go to YouTube Studio, and there's going to be a live button on the top right. It's a red dot and has like things coming out of it, like infrared rays, and you click on that to go live. I already have my stream set up, but if you don't, it's gonna prompt you to set up your stream and, you know, generate your stream key. You want to say yes, and then it normally takes about a day, about 24 hours for you to get your stream key. So don't expect to come in here and do it right like 15 minutes before your game night, like your default time, and wanting to stream. You'll have to set this up. For Twitch though, it's a little bit easier because you don't have to wait for your stream key. It automatically comes with your account. You just go into your settings and then you stream, and then your primary stream key is right here, and you just copy it. So where do you copy it to? You want to go to OBS, and it's called Open Broadcaster Software. It's an open source, it's free, it's for broadcasting and streaming. There's a decent learning curve, but it provides a lot of options in config. RDV will utilize OBS for all of our broadcasts. There's a other option if you want. It's called Streamlabs, and it's a lightweight alternative, and there's definitely more, I don't want to say user friendly, but I see a lot of newer streamers use Streamlab just because there's a lot of plugins, so maybe it's a little bit easier for them to do that instead of setting up their, you know, like their follower alerts and like their widgets and stuff like that on OBS. But I think OBS has more customization. I think it runs a little bit smoother, and sometimes there's bugs with Streamlabs. Like there's things that you end up wanting to do, but you can't customize it fully because Streamlabs has these like built-in widgets already. It kind of forces you to do the things that they have, but OBS has a little bit more flexibility, which I like. So it just depends. If you're kind of wanting an out of the box thing where you kind of just want to become a big, like a, I don't know, quote, streamer with the widgets and stuff and just dragging and dropping things, then maybe you want to get Streamlabs. Okay, so once you download all of that, and you've installed everything, normally when I open OBS, I want to right click it and open it as administrator. Let me see. So I'm already, I'm not streaming, but I'm recording this because so we can put it on our YouTube. But this is kind of what it looks like. We have a couple things here. We have the scenes, which you can. Oh, sorry, I changed the scene. But once you change the scene, it'll toggle back and forth. Like you can change. I have some like lo-fi music in Be Right Back, and has like a background, so people aren't just seeing my like Valorant stream. And you can like do transitions. Like when you want to fade into something for like a live broadcast or something like that. For sources though, this is how you're gonna set up your stream. So I have a couple of things. I have a audio, so you click on this plus to add a source. You can select one and delete it here as well, and then you have a gear icon to open up the properties to edit the source. So I have a couple of audio inputs and audio output captures. I have an input for my Yeti, for my mic, and then I have an output for my Windows, which I think is just default, and this will get anything on my computer. So it captures my Valorant, it captures my Discord audio, and like if I have a browser open, like playing, I don't know, like Drake, it's gonna pull up Drake on my stream as well. So you can also add like MP4s in here and put it as a lo-fi loop. for your be right backs and stuff like that. This eye marker, if it's white, it means that it's showing on stream, and if it's like crossed out and gray, then that means it's not showing. So I have this lo-fi loop grayed out, meaning that you can't hear the lo-fi loop, but if I turn it on, the stream will start playing the lo-fi loop. Anything that's locked, I can't move. Well, I can move it around, but normally it doesn't get moved around if I'm live. And then I have a sub alert, and you can set this up in your Streamlabs, and you can just copy and paste this link that they give you. So now if anyone follows me or anything like that, it's gonna show up on my stream. And then lastly, I have some display captures and game captures. A display capture will capture my entire monitor. So I have one for my Windows 1 and one for my Windows 2. And I'm just showing my Windows 1. And then I also have a couple game captures for Valorant. I have one that I can change for any, if I want to like stream a Twitch game, or sorry, a game, like a, Played Up or something like that. And then I have a game for COD, and I can toggle between which ones I want to play. And then any audio that's showing up is going to come up on my audio mixer. So if I start playing my lo-fi loop again, you can see that it adds a lo-fi loop to my audio mixer, and it shows me if the audio and like how big it is, or how like how high the volume is, and I can kind of switch it so it's like low relative to my voice, so that you can hear me. Turn this off. And I can't go through my settings because I have the recording turned on, but if you go into settings on the right hand side, you can kind of go through and set your stream to how you want it. So in the second tab, you can actually input your stream keys here. Under the service, you can toggle it between Twitch or YouTube to set those up, and then you would add your stream key when prompted. And then for your output, this is my settings for streaming. I have my bitrate pretty high just because I prefer quality on my streams. But if you maybe don't have the strongest computer, I would do more of a medium profile and present. And then for recording, if you want to record instead of stream, then you would set your recording path, and then you would set audio tracks if you have a splitter or something like that. If not, you can set it as default, and then you would set your recording format if you want that changed at all. Okay, so once you're streaming, what do you do? Going back to here. For Twitch, you can go to your stream manager, and this is pretty much, you could set your stream title here. You just change it and then press done. You can change what your notification is if you add it to like the alert box that people get. You can change your game, any tags. You'd press done there. You can see who's following you, and you can also interact with your chat room from here. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of functionality in just this little page. And then once you're done streaming, you can actually go into, I think it's content, yeah, and then video producer. This shows you any videos that are in your archive, and you can publish it, and this will make it you can publish a highlight, but also you can like add it to, you can publish here and then it'll go into a go to your YouTube, so then it gets saved forever. For Twitch videos, I think it only gets saved for like 14 days unless you have the Prime. For YouTube, once you get done streaming, you can go to YouTube Studio, and then you go to Content, and then this shows you any videos that you currently have, and then there's a tab for your live sessions. I stream to YouTube, but all of my videos are actually, oh my gosh, I went to my picture, sorry. All of my videos are actually set to private, so people don't actually see my videos, so then I can just use it as VODs, and I don't really want people to see. I don't want to actually stream for people. I'm streaming so it's unlisted, but I can share as a link in case I want to VOD with anyone or share it for feedback. It's pretty nice because I can also set it to a folder. Where is that at? Yeah, I can add it to a playlist. So then I'll do like season 1 Rendezvous, and then I'll add it into the playlist, and then it's all in one folder for me later. Yeah. I think that covers everything. Thank you for coming to the session. I hope you learned something, and please definitely make it out for the rest of our events. Thank you so much.